Welcome everyone to episode 358 of Bulletfreak's Current Call. I am your host, the man that does walkthroughs, playthroughs, gameplays, vlogs, not Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all the stuff man could ever imagine, and that's Bulletfreak 224. Now I was gonna give you some, and you can hear my stomach growling because I didn't eat any breakfast yet. So anyways, multiple sources reported that former NetherRealm Studios employees have recently come forward claiming working at the company was toxic. Former developers cited 100 hours work week, extreme overtime discrimination, low pay, and inappropriate behavior as recurring problems during the development of Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice 2. One anonymous employee claimed that he and others at NRS have been working 60, 70 hours per week. That's 7 days. That's a lot of hours here, yo. And 7 days a week since January 2019. He mentioned that poor communication, planning, and mismanagement during the production of Mortal Kombat 11 have led to a mandatory crunch periods and abusive behavior for higher ups and long-term employees of NetherRealm Studios. One former employee said, "Working with NetherRealm on Mortal Kombat 9 nearly killed me. I didn't sleep more than 4 hours for months. Some full-timers had even to start living at the studio during intense periods of crunch times, regularly sleeping in their offices. Several female employees that sexism and harassment were commonplace at the studio. Because NRS didn't have the time to look into these reports due to the 100-hour work weeks and crunch time in releasing Mortal Kombat 11 by its launch date of April 23rd, 2019, a former NRS employee told Variety, "I have heard multiple people from the cannibal of male developers had nicknames from all the women in the office, including Silver Fox, DB, and DB, yeah, and Morph." In reference to trans employee, a co-worker was once jokingly called an Injustice Mobile who did bleeding damage over the time of the month Wonder Woman in the presence of these two leads, and referring to women as, I'm not going to say their name, was commonplace. I like to keep mine PG, so yeah, so don't hate me for that. Back in 2017, another employee described an abusive encounter while working on Injustice 2 when the leak occurred before the game's launch. The high-ups at NRS attempted to identify the source of the leak, demanding all temporary workers to enter a room when NRS Studios head Sean Hemmerich laid into them. The senior director allegedly began shouting at the employees. One employee claimed he's threatening to fire the terms of contractor if nobody speaks up and rats out that person who leaked because he assumed that everybody knew who it was and he was threatening to fire them. We know it's somebody there who's leaked in this room right now. Give them up and we're going to fire you all. After the meeting, one employee spoke to the concerned and angry contractors. So a lot of them got angry, a lot of them were scared, and a mix of both. He said, "Don't think that they like you. They think you're all disposable." As it turned out, the leak originated outside the studio after all. Former QA analyst and NRS Rebecca Rothschild, who worked on Mortal Kombat X and Injustice 2, claimed that she suffered through 90 to 100 hours 100-hour work weeks on both games. She would later quit her job to ensure that she ever wants to work in the gaming industry again, Rothschild stated. At the same time, I've never been more aware of my gender and significance at a workplace at a workplace, Rothschild told Variety. "I left scars and fear of an industry I am deeply passionate about. I don't like being a news story. I have nothing to gain from this professionally. I just want management to at least consider the other side and try to be better." Rothschild, and this is a very, very long article here, y'all. So so please bear with me here. So Rothschild, we encountered her experience already at about working at NRS as a female developer. As she said, "As far as being aware of my gender, it was a lot of things," she explained. "The small amount of women working there even smaller amount of women who were full-time or had any kind of real influence. Being given a disgusting nickname I won't repeat by a set of co-workers I never spoke to. Sexist, transphobic, and generally toxic behavior was rampant. Like, due to the fact that people were working 80 plus hours a week for months to end, and there was no accountability for such behavior, the former female employee told Variety via an email. Another source that all women in the office were given nicknames by male developers at NRS. The mistreatment seemed to target women towards women, giving them getting raises or promotions while working in another role, according to Rothschild. I was on my third contract ever before I could even try to negotiate. I was trying to work hourly pay was non-negotiable, she said. I've heard that some of a lot of women I've worked with. However, I've heard of men working on contract that they're able to negotiate and get a higher rate. Same thing with promotions. The studio will create positions for specific people, all men. That meant no one else got the chance to interview or hear about these positions. If you're ever adjacent to executive friend circles, let me get my water real quick. Let me clear my water. Clear my throat real quick. That meant no one else got a chance to interview about, to hear about these positions. If you're adjacent to executive friend circles, which were almost entirely male, you have a much shot at job mobility. If not, you had to get real comfortable because you weren't going anywhere. Through it all, Rothschild stated that there were some positives to working at the studio. Working at the room was a nightmare, she said. I had good-hearted supervisors, incredibly talented and innovative co-workers was working on amazing games. In addition to Rothschild, 3 other female employees shared their toxic experiences while working at NetherRealm. Specific incidents referred to women at the office being called the derogatory nicknames by the men, such as, I'm not going to say it. Other sources claim that when these inappropriate jokes and possible harassment cases were brought up to HR and higher ups, they were quickly dismissed. The entire studio had procentric culture where complaints about women in general were a daily occurrence, a female employee explained. Sometimes you just want to slap is a thing I got to read in the chat. According to the source, coming forward with these allegations, the studio was met over exaggerated pleas and not taken to HR. Male employees who were around during the midway days were known to follow up their statements. At least it's not as bad as what I'm looking at midway, mentioning occurrences with hookers at the former studio. NetherRealm Studios offered this general response to these allegations below. At NetherRealm Studios, we greatly appreciate and respect for all of our employees and prioritize creating a positive work experience. As an equal opportunity employer, we encourage diversity and constantly take steps to reduce crunch time for our employees. We are actively looking into all these allegations, and we take matters very seriously and are always working to improve our company's environment. There are confident ways for employees to raise any concerns or issues. Okay. You can read up additional details about the story over a variety. NetherRealm Studios is one of the several AAA game studios in recent times that have been called out for engaging in abusive practices towards its employees. It was interesting to see if Ed Boon at NetherRealm Studios would respond to these specific allegations or provide any situations. We'll keep you updated. Oh man. That was the longest article that I have ever read, you guys, on my show. Anyways, let's move on. Tekken series producer Kazuya Harada recently talked to VGC about the mysterious crossover project that's still current on hold, Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Harada stated traditionally that the life cycle of a fighting game is very short, maybe 1 or 2 years that you had to make a sequel. But Tekken 7 is very successful as a service game with its DLC. That makes it much harder to justify releasing another game, while Tekken 7 is still doing so well. I'm gonna get some more information on that. Fun fact: Tekken 7 is only the mainstay fighting game at EVO and has increasingly turned participants with each consecutive year over the past 4 years. I wish I can go to. At least I can go to Las Vegas for EVO 2019 or something like that for this year. I don't know. I don't have an arcade stick or anything else, but I'm very good with the controller. So yeah. Believe it or not, it has been 9 years since the announcement of Tekken Cross Street Fighter at San Diego's Comic-Con 2010. In Tokyo, Japan, Harada told VGC that due to Tekken 7's ongoing success and after the launch game 9th DLC pack, with potential plans to add more content later in 2019, the current situation and climate of the fighting game industry has left Harada wondering if Bandai Namco should finish up development on Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Due to support from the Tekken 7 community within the competitive community, strong active player stats on Steam and PS4 was still leading the pack for 2 years since the console launch, and solid DLC repetition. Harada, logical in business says has him questioning if bringing in a new 3D fighting game to compete with Tekken 7 would be a wise decision for Bandai Namco at this time. However, Harada made it clear that he's still emotionally up in regards to developing and completing the Tekken Cross Street Fighter project, which was put on hold somewhere around 30% of its development. The last we've heard. In 2010 and 11, the original announced plan for Capcom released their 2D version of crossover Street Fighter Cross Tekken in 2012, which they did. The title leaked to Capcom's Yoshinori Ono got mixed interviews and quite a bit of negative press, partly due to Street Fighter Cross Tekken on this DLC debacle. Even though Bandai Namco never actually gave a release date for Tekken Cross Street Fighter, Namco's 3D version of the crossover was supposedly following Street Fighter Cross Tekken's footsteps. It's speculated by some that Namco delayed their project in part due to their negative backlash caused by Street Fighter Cross Tekken. In regards to early development Tekken Cross Street Fighter, here's what Harada told VG. I'm not going to read it because that'll be a waste of time, so yeah. Stay tuned off. I'm not going to read the TG Webmaster's comments, so yeah. Back in March this year, the Tekken 7 World Tour was announced with major Tekken 7 tournaments being held over 25 locations worldwide. You can head on over to TekkenWorldTour.com for more details of the new tournament series. Stay right here on Fight Generation for more Tekken news. And what else? The upcoming vibrant 2.5D fight game by Arxis World Grand Blue Fantasy Versus will have a closed beta version playable exclusively on PlayStation 4 that takes place May 1st to June 1st, which my gaming and suspension ends next month. The online application for the sign up for the beta test is now live on the official Grand Blue website. Anyone can participate in the beta, but you must have a PS4 Plus subscription to be eligible. Selected participants will receive their voucher code for the beta on May 21st and 22nd. Let me get some more information from that. Oh yeah. Have a look at some of the beautiful Grand Blue Fantasy Versus character artwork, HD screenshots, and rewatch the most recent trailer inside TFG's previous article. TFG's has access to GB Versus beta, so expect some exclusive gameplay footage and streams later this month and in June. Full preview character profiles of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus are coming soon. And so far we've seen trailers for Darlie Dagger, Nakaruru, Uyo, Tachibana, and Shiki for the new Samurai Showdown. Today, it's time to see female Knight of the Versailles and Rapier expert Charlotte Cole in action. SNK's latest trailer for Samurai Showdown 2019 highlights some of Charlotte's movesets, which includes many of her classic attacks and special moves. The trailer also provides a closer look at Charlotte's stage. I hope Samurai Showdown really gets released on Switch as well. Stay tuned on FightSeries.com for continued coverage of Samurai Showdown. TG Webmaster says this. TGF Webmaster here. If you're a frequent browser of TGF character selection profiles, you might have already noticed some of major refinements and new content abound. Over the past month, I've added over 200 animated GIFs and lots of new artwork as usual. In particular, I've added GIFs for many 3D fighting game characters who previously may have animation pages. You can expect tons of entertaining GIFs from characters from the likes of Tekken, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, and etc. Rival Street Fighter EX, Rival School / Project Justice, DOA, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, more scare tales like Last Bronze, Tobal, Fighting Vipers to Shinden, etc. Below is a small sampling of the new GIFs recently added to FightingFightersGeneration.com. In addition, I've added new GIFs from guest fighting game characters, from iconic series such as Final Fantasy, Castlevania, many others. But what the hell? This is fun. Here are some more great GIFs to be sure to tuck on your nostalgic chords. If you ever notice your favorite character pages haven't updated yet, worry not. I'll be busy adding 100 more GIFs in the coming months, which includes a good old 2D sprites from 2D fighting game characters who have less complete GIF pages. Additionally, you might also notice some new advertisements during your browsing, as TFG has recently partnered with Network N, a global game media provider who will be placing vibrant and relevant most gaming ads here on your favorite fighting game site. On that note, help FightersGeneration.com to bring you the best fighting game media, entertainment, and news by turning off your browser's ad blocking settings on desktop and mobile devices. On mobile devices, example, add cookies and permissions for video ads. Doing so will help to ensure TFG stays online for many years to come. As the monthly cost of TFG's service has increased over the years due to all the new content I'm adding, in closing, thanks FightersGeneration.com and longtime visitors of the site. I hope you continue to enjoy your nostalgic infused browsing with TFG's characters and game selections. If you have any comments or suggestions on the posts I should update, shoot me a message on social media. As always, thanks for visiting FightersGeneration.com. I've been visiting FightersGeneration.com for many long years, for many long years right now, and I'm so blessed that I'm a huge fan of his. So, anyways, in last of my news here, SNK has announced yet another special edition of the Neo Geo Mini Retro Console. The Neo Geo Mini Samurai Showdown Limited Edition comes in a Holomaru, Yukio, and Nakaruru theme and features 40 games, including the 6 Samurai Showdown series. The package also includes two gamepads, 4 character cards, and 2 character stickers. The limited edition releases on Japan in June 27, 2019 for 15 yen, about like $137 in US dollars. Check out some official images inside the article. I'm about to right now. And I'm about to finish out the last of my water here. I would get the Hahomaru style Neo Geo Mini. So yeah. I wish they could make Capcom versus SNK 3, but I guess it's not. I guess it's not gonna happen. But fear not, you guys, it will happen someday, sometime in the future. So yeah. So, stay tuned on FightSearch.com for more SNK Neo Geo news. Oh man, I'm so tired right now. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for my gaming news. On to my channel update. I did a decent week of videos here today. I also did 5 Soul Calibur 2 matches. I also did 5 Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 matches. I also did a survival mode with Ken and Capcom for the SNK2 EO. Somebody requested a playthrough for Chun-Li. I will do it after this video here. I also did a versus gameplay mode, a versus gameplay on Power Stone 2. I hadn't done those in a while, so yeah. And I also did 5 Bloody Royal Primal Fury matches. I also did 5 Soul Calibur 1 matches. So yeah, not a bad weekend. So anyways, in other notes, my suspension for buying video games is almost to a close. It ends next month. I'll be going back to my game hunting, my flea market trips, all the stuff that's gonna happen on my channel here. So I hadn't done I hadn't done a flea market trip or game hunting vlog in a while now. So yeah, so please stay tuned for a future video for those as well. Yeah, well, that's all the time for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like all my videos, leave a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go back and watch the other episodes. Don't forget to click on the bell icon and join my notification squad. And make sure you like me on Facebook, Anime Channel Online, and PSN. Okay, guys. Talk to you guys next time. Peace!